Hari Om and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I have a very special guest next to me, Rahim ji. Thank you so
Hari Om,
much
and
for
thank you
coming
for having me
here.
here.
So Rahim is a wonderful yoga teacher, teaches meditation, yoga nidra. He's very, very special. And he has been in this spiritual journey for many years. So welcome once again. Thank you
so
for being
much.
here, for giving us your time and space.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. So today we have a very special topic and we would like to talk about goals. So basically we want to help support you in your healing journey, in your life journey. Your life as a human being is very precious. So we're here to have a casual conversation and we want to talk about goals, life, and whatever else comes up.
Yeah.
So welcome.
Thank you.
So talking about goals, right? What would you consider is a goal in your life or in general? What do you think a goal is when people talk about goals?
Yeah. So goals are different for everyone, and I believe that in various stages in our life we have different kinds of goals. When you are a little baby, your goal is for food, to eat. When you get older, your goals would change, and as children their goals are very different. As adults, our goals become even more different, more complicated, and a lot of times we go through life without even thinking that we have goals at all. We may have one idea in mind that I want this or I want that, and not thinking about it from a broader perspective. You know, as a young person, they may think, oh, I just want to be able to have enough money to buy a car. Or as an adult, they may say, I just want enough money to pay my bills at the end of the month. And while those are goals, that's not the broader picture. That's not the bigger picture that we should be looking at, so that we have a handle on where our life is going. Yeah.
And like you were saying, many people have different goals and there are different stages in our life that we have different standards, right? So we focus a lot in a society. Society is growing and we have a lot of societal demands, family demands, right? And there are goals, external goals, right? And that's work, paying our bills, our home, our car, our family, all these goals, finishing school. But sometimes we are so extroverted that we forget about ourselves.
Absolutely, and I agree wholeheartedly with you on that one. The idea of having external goals is wonderful. We live in this earth, we live in this world, and therefore we want things to move forward in a certain way, a certain measure of success, as it were. But we forget that we are a human being. We are expected to live life to the fullest, but we don't take any action towards that, looking towards our inner self, our inner happiness, our inner joy, and that impacts our external self, and we don't even realize that until maybe things go awry.
Yeah. And sometimes we're searching for that internal happiness outside, externally.
Yes. Yeah, we look for ways to please ourselves from a sensory point of view. I want more ice cream, I want to travel somewhere, I want to build a house or have a family or have something, and we forget that happiness is something within us that is so permeable throughout our entire life, that it penetrates every aspect of your life. And if we only tap into that source, then we find that it has the ability to penetrate every aspect externally as well.
And what do you feel when when the person is only focused, what do you think when the only person is only focused on that external happiness?
Well,
And they're only chasing, those are their goals, right? Because
Yeah.
it's something that we see.
yeah,
So I want this car, or I want this TV, or I want this house, and I want to be like this family. It's like sometimes even media is making us want more things because we're receiving that stimuli. It's overload, right?
Yes.
It's too much.
yeah. And it's challenging to convince someone who's already in it. But if you understand the cycle, and I want to get into a little bit of karma. They understand the cycle of karma. Karma is a provocative word for some people because, they feel that it means this or that, or you will get, karma is going to get you. But it's not that. Karma simply means action. And action leads to memory of the action, which leads to desire, which then leads to more karma. And that's the cycle of karma. And the thing is, we get stuck into that cycle. We go after a new house or a new car. I've got the new house, I want a second house. I've got the car, I want another car. I've got this food, I want to eat at a better restaurant, and so on and so forth. The memory of the item or the idea leads to us wanting more. And we get caught up into that cycle. And the way to break that cycle is to turn inwards and say, does that make you happy? Is that your source of happiness? Is the car your source of happiness? It brings you joy. It brings you some sort of pleasantness or pleasure in your life. But is that the source of your happiness? And that's an important distinction that we need to understand, I think.
Yeah, I think like you're saying, it's a fine line. And it's as like moment passes by, every moment passes by, we need to question ourselves in different stages of our life, right?
Yeah.
Because there will come a point when you feel like there's that lack of happiness. And like I was listening to someone, a psychiatrist, he was saying that, why is the person scrolling mindlessly? Like, what is their purpose? And they're just saying, because I want to relax, because I don't have time for relaxation. But why? So it's showing up from childhood. The person is not allowing themselves to be with themselves, to be in that space of calmness and tranquility and be themselves.
Yes. We are entering into the stage of busyness. I am so busy that I need to relax. But we're making our minds enter that state of busyness. And when we're in that state, the only thing that we think can help us is to give it something to do. And so whether it's scrolling through the television station, flicking on the remote with the stations, or nowadays it's scrolling through social media like TikTok, we're looking at things to stimulate our mind while thinking that it's going to relax us. And so it's a bit of a paradox. We're stimulating ourselves mentally, thinking that it will create some relaxation inside of us. All it really does, it tires us out. It tires your eyes, it tires your mind, till you feel, oh, that puts me to sleep. But that's not it, or you're tiring yourself rather than relaxing.
And people are falling prey to that.
Yeah, it's a trap. It's like a drug. The idea, and I don't want to bash any social media or anything, but the idea of that is like a drug. And it's a mental drug that leads to the overstimulus of our senses. And that creates that tiredness. And that's why when we wake up in the morning, you're tired. And we need that cup of something, cup of coffee, cup of tea or something to rejuvenate ourselves. And so we're entering into that cycle where we're constantly tiring ourselves and boosting ourselves with drugs or food to be able to manage ourselves through life.
And it's really interesting that you're talking about that, because something that Swamiji mentioned. Swamiji, our spiritual master, our teacher, he mentioned that when you are not present, right, that you don't see the present moment, the divinity in the present moment, in everything that you are and everything that is, you are absent.
Yes.
And that was really powerful for me, because I think that we are very absent in understanding or just in our own existence.
Yes. We become almost a mindless drone, in that we're doing things automatically. We learn how to brush our teeth, so we don't even think about brushing our teeth anymore. We learned how to eat, so we're watching something, YouTube or television or something on your phone, and we're eating automatically, not even thinking about the idea that our thoughts can change the very food that you're eating and change the way your body processes. And we've all had that experience where we've gone through a time where you're eating something which you know is good for you, and at the end of it you don't feel so great because your mind was focused on something else.
Yeah. You're not allowing digestion. And you know, it's interesting because people come to me and they tell me, Yamuna, but I don't understand why I have this, stomach ache or pain, and I eat the healthiest, most organic foods. Like I eat the best foods. Why am I feeling like this? And it's not what they're eating, it's how they're eating it.
Yes.
The intention, right?
Yes. How you feel is as important as what you're eating. How you feel while you're eating. So if you're stressed, if you are feeling tired, if you're feeling hostile, if you're feeling, oh, I'm just going to get this food down because my stomach is empty, then you're going to translate that into your food.
That's interesting you're saying that. So talking about goals, I think when you eat, you have to ask yourself, how do I want to feel when I'm eating this food? How do I want to feel after? What is my goal also? Because it's not like a goal of, receiving some type of merit or, some punctuation or acknowledgement. It's you. It's deep down with you also.
Absolutely. We tend to have impotent goals, meaning if we're doing something just for doing its sake, or it's going to give me some sort of pleasure, from a sensory point of view, that is an impotent goal. Our goal should be, am I making myself happy, not from our senses, but from a deeper point of view? Am I contributing in some way to other people by my actions? Am I making someone else happy from a deeper point of view? And it's not, providing someone with a present. I give you a cake or I give you a present and you're happy and you smile, but when the cake finishes, then the idea is gone. But if you can make someone happy from a deeper point of view, you can make yourself happy from a deeper point of view, then that is a better goal to have. And it starts with intention. There is an idea that says in religion, in Islam, that says if you make an intention for someone, for something, a pure intention, even if you die before completing the action, you get the benefit or the blessing as though you have done the action. That's how powerful intention is. So if your intention is pure, then your goal will be pure.
And it's interesting you say that because the Native Americans, right? They thought, they still believe, because we still have Native Americans, that anything that you make with your hands, there's an intention. So how is your state of mind when you're creating something? The same thing.
Yes.
So it's, the intention is there, and then the person who's going to use it, that intention will go to them. So you have to create that intention in your life. how do I want to live my life as well?
Yes.
That's also a goal.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not just goals that are tangible.
Mm-hmm.
There are many goals, but we have to do the work,
Yeah.
right? You like to hike and go on trails and go into the forest and, you know, connect with nature.
Mm-hmm.
You make a goal. Like, I want to go because it makes me feel good.
Yes.
And you want to do more of that because it's a natural form of feeling good, and you know it's healthy and it's
Mm-hmm.
positive.
Yes. And we ourselves know when something's not good for us. Yet we do it anyway because we feel that sense of pleasure, whether it's physical or sensory pleasure, taste or hearing or something. We know it's not good for us, but we're going to do it anyway because we feel that pleasure. We have convinced ourselves somehow in our minds that it's pleasurable.
And that it's good for us.
And that it's good for us. And we know deep down inside that it really isn't. I'm taking this drug, it makes me feel good, or I'm taking this food, it makes me feel good, but I know that it's not good for me. It's too much sugar, it's too much this, or it's too much that, and maybe I have diabetes or I have kidney problems, and I know I should not be eating it. We've had so many experiences, I've had so many experiences where people come to me, I know I should not be eating this, but I'm going to have a little bit anyway because it tastes nice. When that happens, you're a slave to your senses, and you're setting yourself up for failure. What we need to do is change the game and set yourself up for success. Set yourself up to feel good, to be good, to do good.
And you've mentioned you sometimes take groups, right, with you
Yes.
to the walks, and I think it's very beautiful because it's like you're creating a community, right? And in community, you're creating that intention and you're supporting each other, and the energy is more powerful.
Yes.
When you do things together, when you work together, because there is that beautiful goal, that intention of feeling good.
When your goal, when your intention includes the happiness of someone else, then you are multiplying that intention tenfold or even immeasurably. When you can create in someone the idea that they can be happy as well, and you nurture that happiness, whether you do it with one other person or collectively as a group, then you are multiplying that intention and that success.
And then you mentioned to me that sometimes the people, you invite them, and what do they say? There are some people that don't make it. And that's okay too. We just, your purpose is just to put it out there and just, yes, no, it's fine. It's their person's karma.
Yes.
Going back to karma, right? Their choice.
Yeah.
And everyone has a choice of how they want to live.
Yes, absolutely. And we cannot be a judge to that. Each person have their own idea as to what their measure of success is. And so you cannot be judgmental. You have to serve. And if the person wants it, they want it. If they don't, that's okay. Not everyone would like chocolate ice cream like I would. But that doesn't mean that vanilla ice cream isn't good or pistachio ice cream isn't good. If I'm serving chocolate ice cream and you choose not to have it, that's okay.
That's okay.
Your choice is to serve. And one of the noblest things that you can do is to serve. One of the things in the measure of success, as Swami Shivananda, our Param Guru, said, is to give, to love, and to serve. And those are the watchwords that I try to use in every moment of my life. And if we try to do that, live by those kinds of ideas, then we're setting ourselves up for major success in our lives.
And like we're talking, every action has a consequence, right? So if the person decides they don't want to go, that's their own thing, their own karma, they will have their own consequences. If they want to go, good. It will help them. They will feel better, right?
Yeah.
Of course, some people are not used to getting up early, and it's understandable, but we have to make the effort, and you will feel better.
Yes, absolutely. At first, walking was hard. When we were a little baby, walking was difficult, but we did it anyway, and now we can walk. At first, running was hard. Not everyone likes to run, but at first it was hard. At first, everything may seem difficult. But if your idea is to improve yourself, then we will change and adapt and adjust to meet our ideas. The important thing is to remember that to look within and decide if this action is good for me. Does it make me better as a human being? And that's when the power comes in our lives.
And does it make me feel good within?
Yes, within. That's important, within.
So, is what I'm doing serving my health, my well-being? Or is it hurting my well-being and my health? We have to ask ourselves these questions. So, it's best to prevent than the cure. It's easier to prevent. It's easier to put that goal in front of you to help yourself, because no one is going to help you. No one is going to eat for you. No one is going to walk for you. No one is going to do the exercise for you. You have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
You have to think for yourself. So
we need to take a little time and reflect, even write down, what do you need? And if we dig deep enough, we realize that our needs are not that much. We need food, we need shelter, we need clothes, we need certain things in our lives. But we specifically need certain things. And what do you need? And if you write that down, you realize you don't need that much. What do you need in your life? As opposed to what we desire. Our desires are huge. We desire the world. But our needs are not that much. And if we recognize that our needs are already being met, then that creates that sense of happiness inside of us. Right off the bat. And in a moment you can switch your life from being depressed or anxious or being sad to joyful and happy all the time.
And that's one important thing that Rahim just said, was the needs, right? And I think in the end what we're searching for is, like Swamiji says, again, we're searching for that happiness, we're searching for that peace. But sometimes we're looking in the wrong places.
Yeah.
And we have to really, really sit with ourselves, take the time with yourself. Even if you find it difficult, if you feel that the phone's calling you to just scroll mindlessly, kind of give yourself that break to just sit. I give an exercise to my clients because, there's a lot of stress and overwhelm in the society, right? And because of all the roles people play. So I tell them, try to give yourself 1 hour a day if it's possible, right? They could start with 30 minutes. 1 hour of day and just sit. You're not having tea, you're not eating anything or drinking anything or reading a book, phone, you're not writing, you're not doing anything. You are just sitting like we're sitting.
Yeah.
But of course you don't talk, you're alone. And you are just listening to nature, you're just connecting with nature, you're just connecting to the present moment. And that practice leads you to reconnecting with yourself, to giving you or allow yourself that space to just be present. And that is what we need. And in that present moment, everything expands. Everything awakens. You don't need to search. You don't need more.
Yes.
You will realize it, but you need to practice. And I think that practice, if you try it, it's beautiful. And it's not doing yoga, it's not breathing breathing naturally, but you're just still, you're just sitting, watching. Or if you want to lie down, some people can't sit, it's okay, you can lie down from your bed. but you're just in the present moment.
The idea of being silent is not a new one. It's an ancient one, and it's a very powerful practice. But we're caught up in this realm of busyness where we need to do this and do that and do the other, that people come to me, and I'm sure they come to you all the time, and say, but I cannot quiet my mind. And when I close my eyes, I'm thinking about this and that, and the food and the children and the this and the work and
what
all
I'm
sorts
going
of
to
things.
do next.
How do I quiet my mind? How do I get to that point where I can sit quietly?
Yeah, that happens a lot. That's a part that the people don't know how to manage, because they could manage other things externally, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, tie a tree, or I don't know, walk the dog. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or like, help the tree get up, move, try to shift it, or I don't know. So many things externally you could do. You could brake the car, you could close your door, But the mind is the one that we need to learn how to brake.
Yes.
We need to press the brakes on the mind. And why is it so hard? Because we cannot see it. We can
And it
just feel
starts with taking a little at a time. Remember, I said walking was hard at one time. And so in the same way, sitting quietly, because we're not accustomed, because we're not created that habit of doing it, it's difficult for you to stay quiet. I once took a friend into a trail in the forest, and she is a kind of person who is very busy all the time, and she's very, work oriented. And spending 10 minutes just walking for a few minutes in the forest. Oh, we have a visitor.
Oh, we have a visitor.
Spending a few minutes doing nothing but walking. I said, don't say anything, just walk and breathe, just walk and breathe. And it's a natural thing. We walk and we breathe. And she said, oh my gosh, I feel so different. I feel so calm. I feel so relaxed. And I said, it's nothing that is out there. It's already in there. You just have to give yourself space to discover it.
And connect with it. Yeah.
So yes, take the time. If you can't do an hour, if you can't do 30 minutes, start with 5. Every hour do 5 minutes. And slowly you might build up to maybe more. If not, that's okay. Take it as it comes and be easy with yourself. Set yourself up to win.
I like that, and I want to add to that, being easy with yourself. I think also gentle with yourself, soft. Give yourself grace, because sometimes we are harsh on ourselves and we say, I'm not being productive. How could I just sit and let an hour go by?
Yeah.
Or like take a walk when I have so many other things to do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we are our worst critic. I once asked a group of people, what do you don't like about yourself? And everyone had a long list of things of their own selves. And I said, okay, what do you like about yourself? And everyone had to think about it for a moment. We're so harsh on ourselves. We don't give ourselves this space to realize how amazing we are as a human being. We are amazing. Each one of us are amazing, and you can see it in another person. Their actions may not support that, but we are an amazing person, a human being, and we need to own up to that and live up to that and recognize that within us.
I think that's important. And just pace yourself, take your time, and start where you feel you need to start. Start where you think you need to work on most, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's taking that pause to stop scrolling and, use your time more wisely than just, mindlessly watching TV or scrolling. Like, start connecting with yourself and what you love and what makes you happy. If it's dancing or singing or coloring or whatever it may be. Like, we need that creative outlet. I feel like before we had phones and internet, when we would do like snail mail, like write letters, I feel we had more time for things.
Yes. technology is amazing, and I don't want to say anything bad about it, but like everything else, it's a tool, and we can choose whether we use it in a positive way or in a negative way. And we know if we're using it negatively. Right now, there are things on your phone that measures how long you are going on an app, your screen time, and so on, because the people who are creating this technology recognize that we are using it too much, and it's creating problems in our society as a result. So technology is great, but we need to use it rather than letting it use us.
I like that. Any suggestions you have, Rahim ji, to help support people who are going down that rabbit hole of staying connected all the time? How can that person begin, or what any suggestion you have so that they can begin to disconnect that can serve them?
We spend at least 8 hours being awake. For some people it's long, it's 12 hours or more, but at least there are 8 solid waking hours. Out of those 8 hours, couldn't you find 10 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe more, or even 5 minutes every hour to just put the phone on silent, switch off from everyone, and just breathe? That's all you need to do, breathe. And slowly, slowly, forget what's going on in your mind. Let it happen. It'll flow. Let it happen. We've all had that experience before. When we sit in an aircraft, we're no longer on our phones because we're asked to turn it on airplane mode. So we've had that experience where you're sitting with nothing but your thoughts as the aircraft is moving. And then what happens? You start to turn inwards. You start to reflect. You start to think. And little by little, it will come. Be easy with yourself, be gentle with yourself. Don't be concerned about how fast you're progressing, how quickly things are happening, or you might be going backwards. You might be thinking, oh, it's only making my mind busy. I'm only thinking about all sorts of things. No, don't worry about that. Take it slow. 5 minutes every day, just sit quietly. Think about nothing but how amazing you are as a person, how far you've come in life. Wherever you are in your life, whether you're 5 years old or 500 years old, how old you are, doesn't matter. Just think about how far you have come in the past year, the past 6 months, the things that you've accomplished. Even if you think you did not accomplish much, you've grown as a human being. And that makes you an amazing person.
Exactly. Any breathing practice you'd like to share with?
Well, we can get all into the science of breathing.
Or just one practice.
Yeah.
Anything simple that we can use.
The simplest practice, and perhaps we can do this for 1 minute or 2 minutes now together. We can all just close our eyes.
Don't do this while you're driving.
Yeah, please. So just close your eyes for a moment wherever you are. Yes, your phone is on. Just close your eyes and just focus on the tip of your nose. That's all. Don't strain your eyes. Don't think about anything else. If a thought is happening, let it happen. And all you're doing is focusing your attention on the tip of your nose. There's nothing special or magical about the tip of your nose. It's just giving you something to do, some idea that you're present. You're fully present. Yes, you're hearing my voice. And before long, you'll realize that you're breathing. You'll know that you're breathing. You can feel that you're breathing. And I want you to think about the idea that the breath that you're breathing right now, the air, the prana, the energy, however you want to refer to it, right now was created for you to receive. Just think about how amazing you are as a person to receive this energy, this prana. You don't have to breathe deep, you don't have to breathe slow. Just allow that flow to happen. Just let it happen within. Allow the process to unfold before you. If a thought comes, let it come and let it go. And if you feel that you'd like to pause the video, you can, but if you like to return to the present moment, take a deeper breath in and just let it out, feeling your whole body relaxed and calm. Take another deep breath in and gently exhale. And because you know how to do this already, take a deep breath in again. And as you exhale, just open your eyes. And I'm smiling at you, and you can't see me, but you can smile. Smile and notice how it feels. Notice how it feels just to spend a few moments just breathing, just being alive. You are alive no matter how ill you may be physically in your body. You are alive and you're here. You're here for a purpose. A purpose known as dharma is to be happy, to be joyful. So own up to that. Own up to that purpose and be joyful in your experiences. And everywhere you go, smile at everyone and say, I'm happy to be here with you. I'm honored to be in your presence. Because each of us holds that divinity within us. And if you do that, you will be immeasurably successful in your life. How do you feel?
Beautiful. I feel great.
I feel amazing.
Thank you. It was so lovely. Please practice. Take
Yes.
time for you. We are honored and grateful to be here sharing with you, because we really want you to improve the quality of your life and for you to feel better. Because if you feel better, your family will feel better, your co-workers, everyone around you, your friend circle will start feeling better as well. So it starts with you, one person. And we are grateful to have you here with us. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much, Rahim.
Thank you so much, Yamuna Devi. It
Thank
has been an
you.
honor and a privilege, and I look forward to chatting with you all some more
Yes.
about the idea of being happy.
Yes. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you. Hari Om. Many
Hari Om.
blessings. Hari Om.
Hari Om.